Side at noon, focused on you.
A violent night in the St. Louis region. 3 people are dead after shootings in St. Louis City and County. Thanks so much for being here at noon. I'm Cohn. 2 men and 1 woman are dead in the wake of that violence. Around 1:30 this morning, a man was found dead near a Metrolink station on St. Charles Rock Road in Pagedale. The major case squad has taken over that investigation. Then around 4:30 this morning, a man was shot and killed at a gas station on Gravois. And shortly after 6 a.m., a woman was found shot in an alley in the Ville neighborhood. The shootings come just hours before a crime prevention summit. St. Louis County leaders hosted this meeting to address and find solutions to the ongoing violence. Dozens of police chiefs and elected officials discussed ideas to mentor youth, crack down on gun violence, and improve public safety. 5 on Your Side political editor Mark Maxwell is here now with new details. Mark?
Ferguson city leaders described the traumatic incidents from nearly a decade ago now as a series of tragedies that grew to become something of a symbol of law enforcement gone wrong. Now, more than 100 days into Chief Troy Doyle's new term as the top cop, he's hitting a reset button. Doyle promised officers will start re-engaging crime in the community in a more proactive way. Other city council members told us it was appropriate for the department to initially take a step back those years ago and reflect on old habits. But now, the city and North County at large faces a fork in the road. With more juveniles picking up guns and carrying them out in public, one parent described North County as the wild, wild west. Police officers are calling for the state to step in and take action.
We need to go to Jeff City and really tell them we need to change these laws. It's not good when a 12-year-old can carry a gun and there's nothing law enforcement can do. And the bad part about it, the 12-year-olds are not just carrying the guns, they're using them. And it's really hurting the community.
St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell, who's running for U.S. Senate, said school districts located in impoverished areas often suffer generational effects that can only be repaired if our governments make sure quality education is not reserved only for wealthier neighborhoods. A big policy problem there that a city council can't fix on its own. And Bell said government alone can't fix any of these issues by itself, but will take activists, volunteers, faith leaders, and the community at large pitching in to help. One idea did seem to catch on in the room there. That was to bring back the DARE programs to help introduce teens to police officers in their neighborhoods to establish trust at a younger age.
All right, thank you, Mark. 2 people have been charged with murder in connection with the shooting death of a 10-year-old boy Monday night. The 2 people charged are 26-year-old Jalen Nix and 20-year-old Devin Dunbar. Brandon Scott was at his home in St. Clair County playing video games when his family says a bullet came through his window and struck him. The major case squad of Greater St. Louis said in a news conference this morning that they followed dozens of leads to make those arrests. A popular summer spot in Jefferson County is closed this weekend. Jefferson Sheriff's Department's officials shut down Rockford Beach on the Big River, all due to safety concerns. Alex Vees reports from outside the gate.
Rockford Beach is popular, perhaps too popular. That, in fact, is part of the problem. But the access to the Big River here is closed. Officials here shut the gate at 3 o'clock this morning. Jefferson County Sheriff's Department officials cite large crowds in recent weeks here. They say they fear that could potentially harm the efforts of first responders if they get called out to something here, and that is potentially putting people at risk. As a result, the Jefferson County Sheriff's and Parks Departments closed Rockford Beach at 3 o'clock this morning. This includes the river access. Since Memorial Day, Sheriff's Department officials say an influx of St. Louis area visitors is causing problems such as fights, assaults, thefts, underage drinking, and a recent drowning. Sheriff's Department officials say emergency response vehicles have been restricted from entering and leaving the park by illegally parked cars and a simple abundance of vehicles. Now, if a water rescue or any other type of medical support would be needed here, first responders fear they wouldn't be able to launch a boat from the overcrowded access. The park is scheduled at this point to reopen on Monday. Officials say meetings are scheduled to determine what will happen at Rockford Beach after Monday. Reporting in Jefferson County, Alex Vees, 5 on Your Side.
Right, we are on the verge of a weekend, and that means a lot of outdoor activities, including a big concert at the Busch Stadium tonight. Gary Frank is here with the Weather First forecast.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kay, and good afternoon to you. We're still dry right now, and we're still going to focus on some rain over the next 24 to 48 hours. That's going to be our time frame. Not going to rain the entire time. Right now, it's dry as can be. That's been the case for the last few days, but I do want to look off to our northwest. In fact, northwest Missouri already starting to see a few showers and thunderstorms, and that's the complex that's going to bring our first round of rain. It's racing into the state pretty quickly. Not severe and not expecting to be severe for the most part. There may be a very isolated severe storm, but this is going to bring some pretty quick rain to us. It's about 156 miles away, so we're going to time that out for, I think, the afternoon and evening hours. But right now, it's quiet. Temps are in the low 80s. We still have a few areas that are still with that southeast breeze at 9 miles an hour. 81 degrees. Still is starting to trend up on the humid side, but I think chances for rain will increase this evening, and that's going to be our key as we head into the evening, specifically around sunset. Our better opportunity slides in and the temps go down. We'll track that and another round of rain overnight and how that's going to impact our weekend as far as rainfall totals, Kate.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Gary. We are learning more about Katie Cohn, the woman killed Saturday when a large tree fell on her car as she waited out a storm. Her grief-stricken father, James Cohn, says despite all the pain he's feeling right now, he wanted to speak with 5 on Your Side to, quote, honor his Katie.
A proud James Cohn beams with joy when he thinks about his daughter, Catherine Cohn.
The smile, as you'll see, will just melt you. When you see her smile, you're seeing life.
He says ever since Katie was a young girl, she was kind-hearted, full of life, loved children, and loved to travel.
She moved to Argentina to learn Spanish. Why? Because she was going to go to Colombia, South America, and spend a year down there in dusty little villages to teach those children English.
Now, no one can believe what happened to Katie last Saturday.
She had called her mother at 2:30 to say, I'm going to, go grocery shopping. I'll call you later.
Sadly, that never happened. Cohn says his daughter parked her car behind her home in the Grove neighborhood in the midst of a severe storm. Katie sat in her Kia Optima waiting it out.
The lovely people parked right next to her in their car. We're doing the same thing.
Suddenly, a massive oak tree uprooted, fell on Katie's car, killing her. The 33-year-old's twin sister called their dad with the heartbreaking news.
She slowed down. She said, my sister's dead. Neighbors tried to help, and obviously the tree was just massive with tons and tons. I heard it was over 120 years old.
Despite all the 911 calls, no one could reach Katie.
I don't want them to think that their efforts were in vain.
Katie only moved to this neighborhood a month ago. She was single and a beloved office worker at the Jewish Federation of St. Louis for 5 months. Her devastated dad now leans on his faith.
Everybody knows God works in mysterious ways, but we want to thank him right now for giving us 33 years.
That was Robert Townsend reporting. The investigation continues into the deadly submersible exploration, the latest fallout with OceanGate. Recruiting local talent, where the St. Louis Battlehawks are hosting a player showcase today.